There she is. All right, good luck, you guys. It's gonna go great.
Hi, Tish.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm tired.
I understand it's Monday. Thank you for coming in. I wanted to let you know that this session will be recorded. Is that still okay with you?
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Okay, so over the last few sessions, we have been talking about your feelings of being overwhelmed and just trying to find a good balance with work and school. And I wanted to see where we were as of today.
As of today, well, it's Monday, so that just means that I came off a long weekend, which was nice. Mondays are those days where I'm like trying to play catch up. So like I leave at noon on Fridays and I come in at Mondays, so whatever didn't get done on Friday, I finish on Monday. But I think thinking about it where I sit right now, I'm tired. It's been a long day, and like the balance of stress today I think is a lot better, but I'm also very excited because I get to go home for Thanksgiving tomorrow, so like having that like knowledge all day long has been like a power strike, like a power force to like get me through the day. I think it's overall it's getting better of my job.
Good. I'm glad to hear that you're going to be going home. That's exciting. We talked a little bit about you maintaining those relationships. So what made you decide to go home?
See, that's a good question. So when I moved here, I moved in June, and my family came and visited in August. Before they came and visited, I kind of like threw around the idea of possibly going home from Thanksgiving. When I moved here, it was dead against because I figured I'd have to work Tuesday, Wednesday. I'd only get Thursday, Friday off. It's a 12-hour drive. It wouldn't have been worth my time. And then I found out that technically Wednesday is considered a travel day. So since I'm a student, I don't have to work that day.
Oh, good.
And I took tomorrow off for shits and giggles. So I'm flying home, and it's nice because I haven't been around my family, and like some things have happened with my siblings, and I want to be home to be like, okay, we've had a lot of phone conversations. Let's talk in person.
Mhm.
Let's have that face to face.
Well, that's exciting. I'm glad you're going to be flying home to spend some time with your family. When will you return?
I come back Saturday night, so like this is me being crazy planner, and this is what gets me in trouble with everything else in my life. So I fly out of Chattanooga tomorrow morning at like 6:50 in the morning, and I fly back into Chattanooga. My flight leaves from Wisconsin at like 7 o'clock Saturday night, so I'll get back here about midnight Saturday, and then I'll have all of Sunday to kind of just like be back in the city and refunction.
Well, that's good. What has been going on with you balancing school and your position as an RA? How is RA life?
How is the residence life job? That's a fun question. Actually, it's going better, and I think I've just built boundaries, and that's what I needed, and that's what I wasn't doing before. And I recognize that like I overgive, I overcare, I care too much, and I just want to do the best. And that's where I was getting frustrated, was my coworkers didn't give a crud. They just did their time. They didn't want to put in extra effort. And I came from a place of, no, I am so passionate about students and residents' life that I want to do above and beyond and work 35, 40 hours when I'm here as a student. I'm here for school first. And so having some conversations of how does that look? So I did some things where I was like, I have an administrative assistant, and she's wonderful. She's like one of my best friends, which is kind of also weird. But I told Tanae, I was like, listen, you have my schedule. When it says that I'm done for the day, you need to kick me out of this office. Like, just tell me that it's that time and it's time for me to go. And she's been really helpful in that. And I've also put it in my calendar of at 3 o'clock I get a buzz to just peace out and be like, okay, your day's done. And that allowed me to like, I can go down to Starbucks and get some coffee. I can go and take a nap. I've taken some naps, and like that just like extra little bit of sleep in the middle of the day has been helpful.
Well, good. It sounds like you have done your goal that we talked about, creating those boundaries and just kind of cutting yourself off when it's time for you to be cut off. What I'm hearing is that you feel a little bit more comfortable and confident in your position as an RA. You don't feel overextended anymore, and you feel like you have a better grasp of things. Is that right?
I think yes, and it depends on the aspect of it. I think there's some uncertainty in my job, but I think I've just become more okay to be like, all right, I'm new. I can ask how to do something. It's okay that I don't have all the answers.
Mm-hmm.
And I've become what my supervisor called being more real with my RAs and just being more human and less of this I'm the boss, do what I say kind of person, and more of a okay, how can I help you? How can I support you? And I wasn't doing that before, and that's just kind of helped of like, I'm in this to support my staff and my students in the building, and not so much I know that long term I don't want to work in housing, and that long term that's not my goal. Here it's paying for school. I still get to have that student interaction while I'm doing my graduate work.
So you've been able to actually get a pretty good life lesson out of this, of knowing what you do and don't want to do in the future as far as RA work goes. And it also sounds like you have a better grasp of just understanding that it's okay to be uncertain about certain things, and be more comfortable in asking for guidance instead of being a supervisor, you know, and feeling like you have to dictate instead of, you know, just lead, which is somewhat different. Do you feel like that is what you have accomplished over the last few weeks in trying to maneuver your way through school as well as this position?
I think yes. I think part of it too is like, and I hate to say this, but like part of me has just decided like it's gonna be okay to not care as much. Maybe that's the way to put
Okay.
it. Like that I can still get my job done and I can still what I need to do, and like for me coming out of a job day and being just so frustrated and angry about like how we do things here, and to take that step back and be like, okay, things are different here. Things are gonna be okay that they're different, and I don't like different.
No one does.
No, change is hard. But like just coming into that mindset of it has helped, and I think I took a vacation. I took a trip in October, which was needed, and I think this break in Thanksgiving is going to be needed. And then I'm going home for 15 days in December.
Mhm.
So like making sure that I budget in some time for me to do the things that I need to do has been helpful.
It sounds like you have a really good grasp of, you know, this whole work thing. I feel like although you say RA life is just fine, it sounds like it's going pretty good and you have a good balance on it. I think you realize that it's never going to be perfect. You're dealing with other human beings who change constantly, and change is an ugly truth. But it does sound like you've come a very long way from the first conversation we had about, you know, you having this position. How are things with school and your procrastination? That has been.
And that has also been a problem. School's going well. It's weird. It's weird to be at the end of a semester and like I've almost got a semester of grad school done, which is a good thing. It's an awesome thing.
Exciting.
It's very exciting. It's also like, oh crap, I have a lot of things that are coming due. Procrastination is still there. I'm using that time where I'm not at work, and I try to go and do things for school. So like I'll go and sit in Starbucks and do some studying, or I'll take a nap so I can like have a clear mind and do some reading. I'll be honest, I'm not reading textbooks like I should be reading textbooks, and I hate reading textbooks. Like I know I need to do it, I just don't. But I also am very grateful that I had such a good, strong education from undergrad that's helping me with these classes to be like, okay, this isn't new. This is stuff that I understand. It's a refresher. It's helpful. I'm learning some new skills and some how to expand and to grow, but it's not like terrifying. And I think I'm putting more effort into trying.
Well, that's good that you're putting in more effort. do you feel like this semester's going forward that you'll have a better handle on your schedule and being able to kind of keep up with your work and not getting those emotions of feeling overwhelmed? Because you did feel overwhelmed.
And I think the overwhelmness, like, there was a lot of aspects of that, and it was like, I think it is going better, and I think there's reasons for that. I'm trying really hard to build social support here, and that's needed. And that I also recognize, like, things are happening back at my home. Like, things are happening with my family, and being able to have those moments and those conversations with my family going, I love you, and I care about you, but I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, setting that boundary has been huge in the last 6 weeks of, you can call me at these designated times, but if you don't call me within those designated times, like, I could be studying, I could be sleeping, I could be out with friends, and I'll get back to you,
Mm-hmm.
but not having to be there at a drop of the hat. And so, like, looking forward and thinking about, like, I know that my classes will be between Monday and Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. That's how the program works.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, makes my scheduling a lot easier. So I've already plotted out for next semester office hours, and I sent it to my supervisor going, I'm only working 20 hours. Like, I know that I'll have a couple extra committee meetings and I'll have a few extra things where I'll be doing it outside of these hours, but here are 20 hours of meetings and office hours, and I'm not adding more. I'm not working on Fridays next semester at all.
Good for you.
Which is awesome. I don't know if my department head's gonna approve that. But like, for me, and I think that's something that I've struggled with this semester is like, if I look at Fridays, I was going in for like a weird 2-hour chunk on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like put this weird thing on my schedule of I have to go into the office for 2 hours. By the time I get there, I really only work for an hour and a half because it takes a half hour to like get everything up and going and digging into files.
Mm-hmm.
And so like looking forward and seeing that, okay, my office hours are set up. I'm waiting on a few meetings that are going to get added, but it looks more manageable because I'm trying to make it more manageable.
Mm-hmm. Well, good for you. It sounds like you have definitely taken the time to do the work, to set those boundaries, not only with your job and being an RA, but also with school, setting yourself, you know, certain times to study, certain times to work on things, as well as your relationship with your family back home. Just setting those boundaries and saying, guys, I love you, but we can't talk 24/7 because it's not healthy for me to grow socially, nor is it good for me to be talking to you when I need to be studying.
Right.
So it sounds like you have definitely applied some really great boundaries. What are some things you want to accomplish for next semester? This is going to be an evolving door of school.
Yeah, it doesn't end until 2019. Next semester goals. That's a good question. I don't know. I guess not waiting till last minute to do the majority of my assignments. I know, like, I just know that that's my student perspective. Is like, I know that I wait for big things. I don't work ahead, and I should. I know I should. But just keeping up with what I'm doing and like spending a couple hours a day on a different subject, a different class, a different reading is going to be something that I want to strive for so that I stay on top of it. And I can't even think, I'm registered for school and I can't even think what classes I'm taking next semester, which is scary. I know I'm taking human sexuality and yeah. So it's like exciting because it's material that is going to be new, it's going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
And it won't be methods of educational research. It won't be boring. But just kind of keeping that mindset of like using these times to study. My schedule next semester, I'm not a morning person, but I will go and study in the mornings if I can sit in a coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
So like my schedule for work doesn't start till noon.
Oh, okay.
I was very intentional with where I put my hours, and like Wednesdays are the only day that I couldn't flex really well because I have a meeting at 9 a.m. that runs till noon, and then I need to be in the office after that meeting.
Okay.
But like Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays I'm not going into work work unless I have a division meeting the first Friday of the month.
Mhm.
Mondays and Tuesdays, I'm not working until noon. And so,
Good.
like, getting that into my schedule of, okay, Monday and Tuesday mornings are kind of my mornings I can go and sit in the camp house on MLK and do homework
Mhm.
and have a cup of coffee, I think is going to be helpful and kind of just jumpstart my week.
Mhm. And it sounds like you are doing a very good job with getting some self-care in there. Just remembering that Tish matters. She cannot carry the world,
Right.
not alone anyway. So it sounds like you know, have a really good plan as far as to the boundaries that you've already set, the ones that you expect you will carry on into the next semester. How do you feel like we've progressed through these sessions? Do you feel like you're at a really good place?
I think I am. I think the boundary setting was hard. I think it's going to continue to be hard because I look at, like, how I've micromanaged my schedule for this weekend of going home.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, how many close relationships I have back home that still are close with me. People that I have 24 people that I'm expected to see this weekend that are not family, that are just
Mm-hmm.
people from undergrad, relationships that I have from making friends, and I'm budgeting half-hour time left to meet with them. Be like, let's catch up. I have a half hour here. I'm gonna sit here and just drink a gallon of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, thinking about, like, how those relationships have impacted my time here has been helpful. Like, I need to set boundaries, and I'm bad at setting boundaries. And so being able to take that and going forward, I think has been good.
Mm-hmm. Well, good. I honestly feel like we are, you know, at a place where you're doing wonderful. And granted, I love talking to you and knowing what's going on, but I definitely think we are at a place where maybe you don't have to come in as often.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think, heck, I get a little extra time in my life back. As much as I love being here. Yeah, no.
Extra time is always welcome. Time.
Naps. Naps are important.
So as some final homework, or maybe some homework, and then after you come back from your vacation, we can maybe catch back up and see how you do. I would like you to take a closer look at those little things you've micromanaged while you're on this vacation. And I want you to explore how that feels, because it sounds like you could possibly get overwhelmed.
Oh yeah, I'm planning to be overwhelmed this next 4 days. Like, I know I fly in on Tuesday, and I know, like, the minute I get picked up from the airport, I'm going to a lunch, and then I'm going to my parents' house, and then I'm going to do this, and I know that it's going to overwhelm me. And I just don't want to get disappointed for not getting to see someone. And I can see that's where my mind is going and why I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Is because I want to make sure I maximize as much time as I'm in Wisconsin, because I miss it. I miss home.
Right. And I think that's good. But we also want to be mindful of you still getting that me time. And going home is about me time.
Mhm.
It's about you, you know, enjoying your family, getting to see your friends and stuff. So, I don't know, maybe if you have time, write a journal. If you can find some time for some coffee, just to kind of write about those emotions when you first returned, of how it felt being back home. I would really like to hear about that, to see if you were able to manage yourself a little bit better than you're expecting, because you're already expecting it to be kind of a roller coaster, like.
And a roller coaster of emotions, because I've missed these people, and
Mhm.
I'm excited to see them and to catch up and to hear about their lives and to tell them about what I've been doing in Chattanooga. I kind of just want to, like, videotape myself saying the same thing and just be like, watch.
This is me.
Yeah.
So do you think that would be a homework assignment that you could do?
Yeah, I think that's manageable. Journal when I get back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About what's going on.
Okay, so maybe we'll meet up after that and we'll kind of talk about that. But then after then, I think you're fine. I think we have come to a place where you are managing your time better. You're a lot more confident in the roles that you have. And you've set some boundaries, which is hard. So I commend you on that. So if it's all the same to you, maybe we could scale back to once a month, and then just do some check-ins after that to see if you still need my services.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's a good plan to move forward.
Okay, well, it sounds good to me. I hope that you have safe travels. I'm excited to hear about Wisconsin when you come back.
I'll tell you all about it.
All right, good to see you.
Yes, thank you.